Trauma rewires the brain, resulting in symptoms such as hypervigilance, mistrust, panic attacks, anxiety, chronic pain, worthlessness, feeling hopeless, shame, numbing, headaches, loss of interest, insomnia, loss of sense of self, feeling unreal, irritability, self-destructive behavior, depression, decreased concentration, addictions, emotional overwhelm, nightmares, and flashbacks. The increase in the prevalence of trauma is easily seen in the suicide rates. Suicides accounted for more than half of U.S. gun deaths in 2021. Another indicator is drug-involved overdose deaths. It's important to understand how the state of the body influences behavior, emotions, and thinking. Neurosomatic Integration, or NSI, is a system which blends the work of Dr. Ida Rolf and her 10-session Rolfing series, which is designed to align the body and the brain to be more efficient, better functioning. And in addition to that, we're incorporating the work and research of the Trauma Research Foundation, led by Dr. Bezel van der Kolk, and many of the top professionals in the field of trauma. As a result, we're able to help people re-regulate and process their trauma so they can lead healthy, functional lives and enjoy healthy, functional relationships. Dr. Rolf began writing about structural integration in the 20th century. Her background was in biochemistry. She received a PhD from Columbia University in 1920 before going on to research organic chemistry at the Rockefeller Institute. Dr. Edward Mopin was one of Dr. Ida Rolf's first students in 1969. He was a clinical psychologist working at the Veterans Administration, looking for effective body-centered treatments for PTSD, which was unnamed at the time. He is President Emeritus of the International Professional School of Bodywork in San Diego. Dr. Mopin is the author of A Dynamic Relation to Gravity, which is a standard text in structural integration education. I met Dr. Mopin in 1974 and began studying with him. I continued studying and maintain a mentoring relationship to this day. He helped me open my school in Barbados, the Caribbean Institute of Healing and Cultural Arts, in 2000. And in 2015, the school became the International Institute of Healing and Cultural Arts. Dr. Henry Kagi is an SI practitioner and is also a protege of Dr. Mopin. Henry co-authored A Dynamic Relation to Gravity with Dr. Mopin. He will be teaching the Neurosomatic Integration program with me. So the next big problem is access. 13.4% of the U.S. identifies as Black or African American. Of those, 16% reported mental, emotional illness in the past year. That's over 7 million people, more than the population of Chicago, Houston, and Philadelphia combined. Black women are facing an overwhelming mental health crisis. Finding the right treatment for mental, emotional health concerns can be difficult, and Black women usually have to surmount even higher hurdles than others to get the support they need. Racial trauma, also called race-based traumatic stress, is the cumulated effects of racism on a person's mental health. It has been linked to anxiety, depression, despair, and suicidal ideation, as well as physical health issues. We are in a state of emergency on trauma. The cultural impact of PTSD in brown and black communities gives us a disadvantage socially, economically, and politically. We have black and brown babies with PTSD. Structural integration has been proven to be an effective way to remove trauma from the body. Unfortunately, there are very few, if any, structural integrators in the black and brown communities. There are approximately 5,000 structural integrators in the world. Less than 1% are BIPOC. And only 2 black instructors in the world, and one of them is retired, leaving me. It's my intention to use the years that I have left in this life to share the information that I have acquired over 50 years of study and practice. These are techniques that I use to heal myself and have been using to help others heal from traumatic experience. We have a great group of community leaders starting the first cohort of NSI, which will begin on January 15th, 2024. They come from New York, San Diego, Los Angeles, Tulsa, Trinidad, and Barbados. Each student will give back 100 hours in community service, strengthening individuals' sense of self, supporting families, strengthening communities, ultimately the country and the world. The Neuro Somatic Integration training program is urgently needed, and we need your help to get this program to completion. So please give generously.